In this video, I got part 2 of my Silver Age CGC unboxing. Let's see what grades I got. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video with Swaggle. And in this video, I got part 2 of my Silver Age CGC unboxing. Got 5 more books here that we're gonna open up, and these are some big ones, and I am really excited to open them up with you guys here today. I have no idea what the grades are. Mrs. Swag, prepped them for me, so we're gonna open it up and find out what they are in real time. But before I get into the books, if you guys could drop me a like or a comment or subscribe if you're enjoying the content, help support the channel, do one of those things, I would appreciate it. But let us get into the fun stuff here today. Of course, if you guys hadn't seen the other week, I did the part 1 of this unboxing right here. As you guys can see, the box is already open because, like I mentioned already, Mrs. Swag prepped this for me so that I could be, opening it up and seeing what the grades are and talking to you about them here. Now, a little bit of a preface. Even though I don't know what the grades are, Mrs. Swag had looked at me in a way and kind of made a little bit of an inside joke, if you guys know, on the channel. And she was like, we don't bring those grades in this house.
I told you, we don't bring 2.5.
We don't bring 2.5.
So I'm a little bit fearful of maybe one of my books getting a certain grade, and I don't know which one it is, but I would admittedly be a little bit disappointed if we hit that grade. And this, I guess, is a potential book to do just that. But this one right here, the first one up, we got Fantastic Four, number 49. Apologize for the glare right there. But this, of course, is the first appearance of Silver Surfer on the cover, or excuse me, the first cover of Silver Surfer, first full appearance of Galactus. I guess this would be the second appearance of Silver Surfer. And this is a book that I picked up in tandem with another book that I'm going to be unboxing or revealing the grade in just a bit. One of my favorite books in my collection, one of the all-time great covers right here. Now, when I had originally got this book, I got it at TorpedoCon, and the dealer who I got it from had listed this thing at like a 3.5 grade or a VG minus. But when I took it home and really, had the time to sort of inspect it, and especially in prepping it for this submission to CGC, I took it to the presser and everything like that. To me, I really started to think, maybe this wasn't a shoo-in for a 3.5 grade. In fact, maybe this is in question going to be, even less than a 3.0. I'm a little bit worried, and I'm hopeful that this book is at least in the 3.0 range. If it falls below a 3.0 and it hits that 2.5 level, I would suspect that Mrs. Swag and I are gonna have some problems in the future. So let us open this up right here and see what I got. Come on, Schwartz. We're hoping for at least a 3.0. What did we get? 3.0, 3.0, off-white to white pages. Okay, cool. All right, we hit the 3.0 grade. Again, the dealer had this at 3.5. Upon closer inspection, I do think that that was probably a little bit too hopeful for a book like this. This thing, even though it presents really beautifully, I mean, there's definitely, color breaks around, the sides and things like that. It looks great in the CGC case right here. But regardless, what do you got to say? I mean, first full appearance of Galactus, an awesome character. Feels like the MCU is definitely going to be building to Galactus at some point in the future. Feels like only a matter of time before, Silver Surfer is brought in, probably through the Fantastic Four movie. So I'm really happy that we got at least over the 3.0 threshold right there. I was a little bit worried that we were going to maybe be getting that dreaded 2.5 grade that Mrs. Swag likes to make fun of me for. So this is the other book that I also got in tandem with that one right here. This is Fantastic Four, number 52, first appearance of T'Challa Black Panther. Now, this was another one that the dealer had listed at a 3.5 grade or a VG minus or so. And I gotta be honest, when I was getting this one pressed and cleaned and thinking about it, I was also a little bit worried that this book might have been overgraded, in my opinion. I mean, again, I don't really know what this is, but when I compare the books side by side, you can see there's some color breaks up there in the corner. There's some color breaks here, stuff along the spine. The back has some scuffing and stuff. There's a little chip right down there in the corner. You guys can see that right there. So, I don't really know if this book is a 3.5 grade. I have my doubts. So again, this is a book that I'm just hoping hit that 3.0 threshold. So let us see what I got with this one right here. Come on, Schwartz. Oh, 2.5.
We don't bring 2.5.
Mrs. Swag is never going to let me live this one down. She is never going to forgive me for this 2.5 grade. But you know what? We're not going to let her grail shame us. No, we're not going to let her grail shame us. There's nothing wrong with a 2.5 grade, right? Right? Of course there isn't. I am still so happy to have this book. I think that actually Fantastic Four 52, I've said it before, is still the most undervalued comic in all of Marvel comic books. I think that the Black Panther character, 10 years from now, 15 years from now, when the kids, come of age and they're able to afford comic books, people are going to be going nuts for Fantastic Four 52. But it is white pages. So there is that, guys. It is a 2.5 grade with white pages, no less. And I'm pretty certain that, even with the FMV of this right here and the FMV of this one right here in the 3.0 grade, I'm pretty sure that what I spent for it at TorpedoCon, and adding in the grading fees and all that sort of stuff, I'm still in the green overall. It was still a better deal for myself. So, I can't be too mad at the end of the day. All right, next two books we got right here are two of the same book. So we can kind of do these ones side by side here. And these two are Journey into Mystery, Annual #1, first appearance of Hercules, first appearance of Zeus. This is also the only issue which later becomes Thor Annual 1, because this is the king size annual for Thor. I got two copies right here. These are two books that I was able to find totally under FMV in the raw form. Like I went to a comic store and they just happened to have, these ones in the back, two copies. And I think I scored them for each of them for less than $100, which was, a really great pickup knowing what the prices are for these things. So both books, I think, I'm going to guess are around VG copies. That's my personal guess for these books right here. This one, if I'm not mistaken, wait, let me just quickly see in comparison. Yeah, this one, if I'm not mistaken, this is one of the nicest presenting copies. Like the cover on this one looks flawless. But one of the problems with this book is that it has a pretty big spine split, like about this big right here on the spine. And knowing what I know about grading, I think the highest that it could potentially hit is like a 4.0. Once you have a spine split that big, I don't think it can get more than that. It also has a little chip down here, as you guys can see. So this one right here, even though it looks like a 6.0 or a 7.0, if you're just looking at the cover, it does have those flaws. So I'm a little bit thinking that it's going to hit a 4.0. Similarly with this one, this is kind of your standard, what looks like a VG copy. Has like a color break right here, has another color break right here, has some little, scuffs and things like that. So this one, even though it doesn't present as nicely as this one, I still think that they're probably around the same grade. And one of the reasons why I wanted to send both of them in is because I was curious for which one I was going to keep, because obviously I can move on with the second copy once I keep the higher grade. So let's start with this one right here. This is the one that presents beautifully. Again, I think it's like a 4.0 or so. So let's see what I got. And ooh, 3.5. 3.5, not too bad. Not too bad overall. Yeah, this one, probably one of the best 3.5s you will ever see for this book. I mean, it presents beautifully, but it just has that fat spine split up there. So I bet if I read the grader's notes, that would be the reason why it got hit so hard. It's also got this chip right here on the back, on the behind it. So I feel like those are the things that hurt this book the most. So 3.5 grade, not too bad. I still think it's an expensive book, and I still think it's one that, is definitely a book for the future, because I have a feeling that, we're going to get Zeus in the Thor Love and Thunder movie, and, who knows, maybe they're going to lay the foundation for Hercules soon. All right, so next copy here. Let's see what I got with this one. Again, another one I think is a 4.0 grade, and 4.5 grade. So not too bad, not too bad. That's really, really interesting that this is a 4.5 and this one is a 3.5. And this to me is one of those instances where, how they say with the adage, like, buy the book, not the grade. I mean, this 3.5 just alone on the cover looks so much better than this one. I mean, you guys can't really tell because of like the details of the camera, but when I look at them up close in person, the 3.5 looks so much nicer than the 4.5 grade, which is, it's pretty crazy, but it is what it is. I mean, certain defects or certain effects are going to affect, a book's grade much more than other ones. And it's not just like the main aesthetic flaws that are the biggest tankers of grades. All right, last book I got right here is a very cool one of my personal favorites. you know I love me some Mephisto, and I got my Silver Surfer #3. First appearance of Mephisto graded. This one right here, I have a feeling is, I gotta say, I think this is a 4.0. Like that, I would be super happy if this book was a 4.0. It's got, you know, a little bit of a color break up there. You can see on the spine, maybe some, a little bit of a tear right here. But it, you know, it's a nice looking copy. It's a book I've had in my collection for a while. The back looks actually pretty nice overall. And again, yeah, if I were able to get a 4.0 for this one, I'd be super happy. You know, maybe with the press and clean, maybe we bump it up to a 4.5. So I would be super happy with that. So let us see what I got. Come on, Schwartz. Oh, 5.5? 5.5? Holy, wow. I am so shocked that this is a 5.5. I am so excited about this. Holy moly. I thought for sure that this was going to be a 4.0 grade or like a 4.5. Well, look at that, boys. Look at that. 5.5 grade. I cannot believe that I got a 5.5 out of this. This is so cool. This is so awesome. I don't know what the current FMVs for this book are. I would think that the 5.5 grade is a lot higher than whatever the 4.0 was. So that's really good to know that, you know, I would have totally graded this book incorrectly. So I'd be curious to see what the graders' notes for this one are. But regardless, I'm super happy with this. I mean, it wasn't going to go anywhere. It was always going to stay in my collection. I'm still, you know, someone who unironically thinks Mephisto at some point is going to come. I'm thinking Doctor Strange #3. You know, that would just make sense to me for them to bring him into, you know, the Marvel Cinematic Universe in some kind of Defenders mashup. So I don't really know, but regardless, I am super happy that I got that book right there at a 5.5 grade. Now, before you guys go and before we wrap up, I do have a little bonus content right here. I got a special package in the mail from Nick over at Dynamite Comic Books, and he decided to gift me a few books that I could potentially use to, you know, give out as giveaways on the channel. And so I kind of wanted to, you know, show you guys the books that I got. I just opened this up. I had to preview it a little bit because I actually didn't know what he was going to send me. So I did kind of want to show these books off to you guys right here. As you guys may be aware, I am nearing 10,000 subscribers, and for sure I'm going to be doing a big 10K giveaway, and maybe some of the books that Nick over at Dynamite gave me will be a part of that contest. So let me just show off a couple books for you guys right here if you'll indulge me. This one is a very, very cool one. These are all limited edition copies. They're like completely virgin variants of each of these books that I think have recently come out. So this one right here is Vampirella #25, and this is actually the Christopher Priest book that is going on right now, the Christopher Priest run. And as you can see right there, I believe cover A is this one right here, except, you know, you can't get this naked or virgin variant that I'm showing you right here. This is the limited edition that only Nick over at Dynamite was able to give me. And it's really, really cool to see this because, you know, I don't have any 9.9s in my collection, but when I look at these books, these are some of the most pristine copies of comic books I have personally ever seen. I mean, you know, I'm so used to seeing the shelfware that comes on the spine with like books that are like 9.8s and stuff like that. These are perfectly flawless. This next one here is an Evil Ernie #1. This is the Scott Lobdell book. Beautiful cover. I think Evil Ernie looks dope on this cover right here. And it's very, very cool to see these things as, you know, virgin variants. I had to look up, you know, the original cover arts, which of course have the trade dress on them. But, you know, very, very cool. I know certain people really love this sort of limited edition stuff. Here's the third book I got, Panther #1. This one also a very, very cool cover to see without the trade dress. And then the last book that, you know, Nick was able to send me here is this Nick's #2 by Christos Gage. Again, another limited edition virgin variant. So very cool to have these books sent over to me. I will definitely be including these in a giveaway at some point in the near future on the channel. Anyways, that's all for this video. Drop me a like, comment, subscribe if you're enjoying the content, and I will see you in the next one.